So this question of how do we begin to cross the bridge that's separating so many of us in this country? How do we begin to create real communication, real connection, and eventually a shared vision of how to move forward? This is a crucial question, and it is really at the heart of what nonviolent communication can bring to our society and our communities. And I would say that the first principle that I like to remind myself of, as soon as I hear someone say something that seems so far from my understanding of the world, so far from my comfort zone, what I like to remind myself of is an expression I heard from Marshall Rosenberg, who is the founder of Nonviolent Communication. He said, "Connect before you correct." Connect before you correct. And why that is so important and has been in my life is because I've learned over and over that the other person just can't hear what's important to me if they don't have any trust that I care what's important to them. Maybe it's our physiological makeup that once we sense that the other person doesn't care, we close all of our doors to understanding and hearing close. So what we want to do is open the doors, open the channels. So if someone comes to me and says something like, well, public radio, why should the government pay for public radio? As soon as I hear that, I feel my body just closing, whoa. And I want to connect with myself first. So connect before you correct means connect to yourself. Because I know if I'm already can barely breathe and I'm agitated, that the way I'm going to speak is not going to be my most skillful invitation to connect. So I connect with myself. Wow, I feel really aggravated, upset, scared. Maybe I feel angry when I hear that, because I actually value a government that's going to fund a radio that gives different points of view. That's something that's important to me. Okay, so I self-connect, but I'm not going to start there with that other person because they've already just let me know that they feel differently, they see it differently. So I want to do my inner work until I become curious. Well, so what is your experience with public radio? So yeah, so I hear that you don't see that as something important for government to do. And I'd like to understand that more. Tell me what is important to you for government to do? And connect, like really be curious, really see if it can matter to me to understand. See if it matters to me that I understand what this other person is thinking and feeling. And if it doesn't matter to me, I'm not going to be in a dialogue. A dialogue is an exchange where everyone is willing to be affected. If I'm not willing to be affected by what this other person has to say, I don't think I can be in a dialogue. So this is the practice of connect before you correct. And what gives me the courage and the empowerment to be able to step out of myself into a place of curiosity for the other person is when I know that I am going to take responsibility for speaking my truth once we have the connection. So often we're afraid to connect with the other person because we think it means I'm never going to have my say. I'm never going to be heard. Well, whose responsibility is it for me to have my say, for me to be heard? The more I take responsibility for myself being heard, first of all, I'm giving the power back to myself instead of to someone else. and I'm making it much more likely that I will be heard.